Hi everyone! Today I wanted to do a slightly different type of video, a new type of video that I haven't done before. I want to start making more kind of tips and advice videos that are not necessarily DIY or makeup related or reviews. So I'm going to start off with this one, and it is going to be about saving money. Now we all probably want to save a bit more money. If you're anything like me, then you're probably not very good at saving. I must say I do like buying things and that's often not great for the balance of my savings account. Obviously we all know that the best way to save more money is just to spend less money, but that's not very fun. It's nice to treat yourself, especially, you know, when you work hard or you study, and you know, it's nice if you've got the disposable income and you can, then it is good to treat yourself to little things now and again. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to save money on the little things that you spend money on kind of every day and every week. But with a difference. I'm not going to tell you to stop buying anything. I'm not going to make you feel deprived or like you can't treat yourself, and you're actually going to end up with exactly the same amount of stuff as you bought yourself before, but in a cheaper way. So let's crack on. So my first money saving tip is going to be about coffee. Most of us would probably agree that we can't get through our day without some caffeine, and I'm definitely guilty of maybe spending a little bit too much money in coffee shops getting coffee kind of to go. I'm often out and about quite early in the morning, and sometimes it's too early for breakfast, or I'm on my way to a breakfast meeting but I need to get a coffee on the go. A lot of the time I don't wake up early enough to make it myself at home, so I grab one from the station on the way, and that, you know, means you end up spending quite frequently. And all those little amounts add up. Obviously you could make coffee at home, but it's quite a lot of effort to make coffee that kind of tastes as nice as stuff you can get from like Costa and Caffè Nero and Starbucks. And to be quite honest, a lot of the time I can't be bothered to heat up milk and froth it and make kind of nice quality coffee other than just instant. And as I said, this video isn't going to be about stopping buying anything, it's just going to be about ways you can get it cheaper. So my first tip to do with coffee is to use one of these. And this is a reusable thermos. But like I said, it's not about making coffee at home with you and taking it with you. In most chain coffee shops like Costa, Caffè Nero and Starbucks, if you take in your own reusable mug, you'll get a discount on the coffee that you're buying. Most places it's about 25 pence, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it does actually add up. If you bought a coffee every single work day, over the year that 25p saving every day would add up to a massive £65. And £65, you know, is a good saving towards something you want to buy yourself or towards a holiday. You know, that's spending money for when you're on holiday. It's a nice meal out, it's a pair of shoes, it's a new handbag. So £65 just for taking your own coffee cup every day is not a bad saving if you ask me. My second tip is to just buy a smaller size of coffee. I'm kind of guilty of always going for like a medium coffee, but then sometimes I don't even finish it because I'll do my makeup on the train and I've got my coffee and it'll have gone cold. Or, you know, if you're outside, a lot of the time they do cool down quickly. I don't want to kind of drink the end sometimes when it's really cold, or I'll just, you know, buy one that's too big and I don't really want to get to the end of it. We could probably all do with drinking a little bit less coffee. Even if you're only saving 20p by downgrading to the smaller size of coffee, if you're getting one every working day, that is £52 over the year. My third coffee tip is to just buy cheaper coffee from another place. This doesn't mean that you have to buy worse coffee, it's just shop around a bit. So there might be a kind of independent coffee chain which is a bit cheaper than Costa or Caffè Nero or Starbucks, but my biggest tip is to get your coffee from Greggs. So yeah, Greggs, where you get your sausage rolls and your steak bakes and your pasties, is a really great place to buy coffee. They do really nice coffee, it's not cheap and nasty, well it is cheap. Their regular coffee is £1.80, which is about 80 pence on average cheaper than getting it from like Costa or somewhere like that. So if you added up that 80p every working day for a year, that is £208 over the year that you could save just by going to Greggs instead of Costa. And that is not even counting in the free coffees you get with the coffee cards. That's kind of a bonus tip here. Make sure you're using the coffee cards. Costa and Caffè Nero both have apps now, so you don't even have to root around in your purse for those little stamp cards to get your free coffees. You can just scan your phone and collect points or virtual stamps within the app. Actually, Greggs, another tip for Greggs here is that most places you need kind of 8 or 9 stamps before you get a free coffee. At Greggs you only need 7 stamps, so you're going to get free coffees more frequently, as well as the coffee being cheaper in the first place. I promise I'm not sponsored by Greggs. I just really, really love them. Plus at Greggs they have like a meal deal thing with the coffee where you can get coffee and a pastry, either sweet or savoury, for like £2, which is amazing. So you could get coffee and a donut for £2 when you can't even get coffee for like £2 in Costa. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, I think. My second money saving tip is about magazines. I've made a real effort to spend less money on magazines. I must admit I'm a bit of an impulse magazine buyer. I really like looking at them. I love fashion and clothes, so I love buying fashion magazines. The thing is, they're not cheap and they do add up. Magazines can be anything from about £1 to about £4 if you buy something big like Vogue or like Marie Claire or Tatler or something like that. And I'd buy probably a couple of these a month, maybe 2 or 3 a month sometimes, and end up spending loads of money on magazines. So I have stopped buying them recently, and instead I am getting my fashion fix from free magazines. And this is things like Stylist, that you get handed out for free a lot of the time around train stations and in town centres. Now this isn't the only free one, I've also got a shortlist here, which is, if you're not so into fashion, this is kind of news, film, style, cars, sport, tech and business. It's kind of everything that's going on in kind of media at the moment. And then you also get the free magazines from shops. So this is Superdrug's Dare magazine, and it's got like loads of stuff in about beauty products, like loads of terrible inserts, new products. It's got like tutorials and things in, stuff about fitness. So there's like actually loads of content in here. There's 58 pages in here, and yeah, like it is advertising stuff that's for sale in Superdrug, but all magazines are mainly advertising, let's be honest. There's probably more, like the ratio of actual content pages to pure adverts is probably a lot more content in here compared to actually some of the glossy magazines that you spend £4 on, and it's like 75% adverts. And you can also get, like, if you're interested in kind of like home stuff and cooking and things, you can get like the Tesco's magazine has loads of food recipes in, stuff like that. Boots do a magazine, loads of places do, and they're totally free. Most of the time they're completely free to pick up. Sometimes, like this is 50p or free to health and beauty card holders. Obviously the health and beauty card is free anyway, that you can sign up for. Boots card, Tesco Club card and all of that. I'm reading these instead, and to be honest, I do not feel like I'm missing out. They've still got fashion stuff in, they've still got current trends, makeup. Yeah, I'm not missing out on anything. If you don't live near a station, or you don't live in a big town where you don't get the people who kind of give out these stylist magazines and stuff, then actually you can get the app and you can get them on your phone or your iPad or something like that for free as well through the app, so you're not going to miss out there. You just get a digital version instead of the physical copy. So by giving up buying magazines, say I'm buying 2 a month, between £1 and £4, on average I'll be saving around about £48 a year. They're just not on impulse buying magazines, which is actually quite a lot of money. If you totally cannot give up your kind of proper big name magazines, and there's some that you regularly buy, then just get a subscription and you're going to save a lot of money. Plus you get free gifts which come with subscriptions, which are often really high value. If you subscribe to fashion magazines, you often get really good quality hair care, makeup, skincare. If you get a year's subscription to Vogue, that's going to cost you £19.99 compared to kind of a cover price where it's around about £4. I think £44.40 I worked it out to. So you can save like £24 there over the course of the year, which is, you know, enough money to buy you a new top, or like I said, save up. My third tip is about the lottery. Now, I don't know how popular the lottery is, but a lot of people do play it. And it's that kind of thing where you might put money on it kind of every week, just thinking, I may as well have a go, I've got to be in it to win it, as the marketing goes. The lottery, or the lotto as I think it's now called in the UK, is now gone up to £2 a week. So obviously that is a lot of money to be spending over the year, especially when your chances of winning are like far, far lower than being struck by lightning several times in a row. So my tip for this is to get free lottery entries. Now you might think I'm a bit crazy, but bear with me here. I use a website called Search Lotto. And Search Lotto is basically just a search engine. You do your searches through there like you would through Google, and for every 25 searches you make, you get 1 entry into a prize draw for the lottery. Now you don't get 1 ticket to yourself, you are entered into a syndicate, a virtual syndicate with other people. So you share the prize between 20 of you. Obviously if you win a small prize, which I actually quite regularly do, you end up with like a few pence. The last one I won I think was like £2.80 between us, so I got 11 pence. But imagine if you won a massive jackpot. You can enter the Euro Millions or just the normal lotto, and often the Euro Millions jackpot is like tens of millions of pounds. So imagine even if you won like 20 million pounds on it, you'd get £1 million. You can't really turn your nose up at that when you've got an entry for free. You can get up to 4 entries a week for this, and it is totally free, like I said. There's nothing dodgy about it. It's not gonna like put viruses on your computer or anything. Basically, when you search, they get a percentage of the ad revenue from sort of pay-per-click ads that show on the search results, and they use this to buy the lottery tickets, as well as obviously, I guess, keeping some of the money back for them as revenue. So I'm going to leave a link in the description bar. If you want to sign up for Search Lotto, give it a go, and you know, just do your searching on that instead of on Google and get yourself some free lottery entries. So if you did this instead of buying lottery tickets, it's £2 a week over a year. That is going to save you £104 over the course of the year. Even if you're in a syndicate at work, you know, you can stop paying money into that, however often that is, and save however much a year you put into a syndicate. Rather than lose out or be worried that like everyone's going to win and you're not, you could encourage all your friends at work to stop being in syndicate as well and just invite them to join Search Lotto, and you get them to sign up. When they qualify for an entry, you get a free entry as well, so you've got even more chance of winning. Kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. My third tip is another drinks related one, and this is about water. So I am quite guilty of regularly forgetting to take water out with me and then buying a bottle of water when I'm at the train station or out and about because I get thirsty. A bottle of water now is not cheap. It's probably about, you know, at least £1 for a bottle of water, and I'd say I buy maybe a couple a week. So I'm trying at the moment to take water bottles out with me more. They're filled up. Now, there are some health concerns about continually refilling plastic bottles and how they can leach harmful chemicals into the water. So do try and avoid doing this if possible. For just a few quid, you can get a really lovely reusable metal or glass water bottle. Good place to look for these are places like TK Maxx, because you can get really high quality ones for a lower price, and take that reusable water bottle out with you. Especially if you've got a nice pretty one, you're more likely to, you know, remember it. You're not going to leave it anywhere. You're going to bring it home, you're going to refill it. The benefit as well is you're going to drink more water throughout the day if you don't have to go and find somewhere to buy some water, which can be a bit of a hassle. So, you know, your body and your skin and everything is going to thank you for it. Say you're buying 2 bottles of water a week on average, like I am, over a year, at £1 a bottle. That's a saving of £104 over the year, just from taking your own water bottle out with you, which is a huge saving. So my final tip is about takeaways. We all love a takeaway on a Friday night, especially at the end of the month. You know, we've just been paid, think, oh, you know, let's get a takeaway, stay in, treat ourselves. But actually they can get really expensive and they can add up. Firstly, I love a Chinese takeaway. Really like Chinese food. I'm kind of obsessed with like crispy seaweed and prawn toast, I must admit. If I get a takeaway with my boyfriend, so we get, you know, some sides, some starters, like a main each, some rice, probably to share, it still ends up adding up to quite a lot of money. So instead, why not get the Chinese takeaway boxes from the supermarkets? All the supermarkets do these dine-in takeaway style meal boxes for 2 people normally, and it works out a lot cheaper, and the food can be really nice. You can get them in like Chinese, Indian, sometimes Thai, all kinds of different foods. So I looked up one from Tesco's, and it is the Tesco's like Oriental set meal for 2. It contains a crispy sweet and sour chicken, a chicken chow mein, an egg fried rice, spring rolls and prawn crackers, and it costs £7. And often these things are on offer as well. I know when I used to work at Tesco's, they were often on offer for about £5.50 or something like that, so you can get them even cheaper. So I costed up a local Chinese takeaway for the same meals. And the same meal, including delivery charge, I didn't put in the charge for the prawn crackers because you always get them free for the takeaway, but it came to £15.60. There's a saving of £8.60 there already if you get it from Tesco's. Secondly, pizza. Who doesn't love getting a bit of a cheeky Dominos? I know they do loads of offers, but even on like 2 for Tuesday, for 2 medium pizzas, you're looking at like £17.99 for 2 pizzas, which is a lot of money to be spending. Instead, why not get pizza from the supermarket? Now, this doesn't have to be kind of slightly naff supermarket owned pizza. You can now get really lovely Pizza Express pizzas in the supermarkets. These are always on offer at Tesco's. I know because I used to work there in the chilled section. One week the big ones will be on offer, and then like the next set of offer change over time, the small ones will be on offer. So normally the little ones are like £4 and the big ones are like £5 or £6, but when they're on offer, the little ones go down to like kind of £2.50. I think they're on offer for £2.25 at the moment, last time I checked. and the big pizzas go down to like £4. So if you get 2 big pizzas and they're £4 each, that is a saving of £10 against getting a 2 for Tuesday at Domino's. And I know actually the best thing about Domino's is the garlic and herb dip, but I did find a recipe on Pinterest to make your own. I haven't tried it, but you can give it a go. So working that out on maybe like 1 Chinese takeaway and 1 pizza takeaway a month, on the prices that I've worked out, that is a saving of £223 a year, which is a lot of money when it all adds up. So those are my 5 tips on ways to save money without depriving yourself and without stopping getting yourself the things that you're used to every week, every day, every month. The most important thing to say here is just because you save the money by spending less, if it's still in your bank account and you are an impulse spender, then you're probably just going to spend it on something else. So make sure that you're kind of keeping a track of how much money you're saving by buying cheaper things or not buying things and using the free magazines and all of this. And make sure that you then save that money into a savings account. A lot of banks now have apps where you can kind of impulse save rather than impulse spend, and just say what you want to put into your savings account and just save, you know, £1.60 at a time and just scroll that in. Or you can just keep a log and then manually transfer a lump over at the end of the month once you know how much you've saved. So let me know what you thought of these tips in the comments. If you've got any other ideas of ways you could save money on things you buy every day, whether you like these tips or whether you think I'm completely insane. I do want to do some more money saving videos. I've got some ideas for different ways you can save in all different aspects of your life. So please do subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Give it a thumbs up so I know you've liked it, and leave me any questions that you might have in the comments. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.